Freaking asshole won't let me review the damn chapter of the damn series that I'm damn in. Man, I'm gonna set out on my own, man. I'm gonna start my own reviewing show. And it's gonna have, like, blackjack and hookers and it's gonna have swords and poofy hats and polar bears, and it's gonna be awesome. Hey, buddy. Oh, what do you want? Hey, I was doing some thinking, and I thought that it would be cool maybe if whenever there's a chapter in One Piece, when Law shows up, you know, even if it's just a cameo or in just one or two panels, I was thinking that I would let you do the reviews for those chapters. Does that sound okay? Well, I mean, that's something, I guess. Okay, good. I'm glad we sorted that out. You know, I was thinking, though, like, after the whole Big Mom stuff was over, that I could review, like, all of Wano Kuni. I thought that would make a lot of sense. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. Alright, well, I don't know. Maybe we could do, like, a half and half thing, maybe. That'd be kind of cool, I guess. Alright, you good? We're good? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go do the review. Dark Lord. Everybody, Tekking101 here, here to review One Piece chapter 854, titled, What Are You Doing? What are you doing? What am I doing? I'm reviewing this chapter. What are you doing? I have no idea, except for you, Luke. I know what you're doing. You're sitting in front of your iPhone right now, eating Golden Grams while watching this, and I'm not saying anything, but you need to watch your weight, bro. Okay. Right, so the chapter starts off in Nami and Jinbe's side, seeing what's up with them. I originally assumed they were going to be in a fight with Smoothie at this point, but hey, she's still lurking around in the castle, so she could pop in at any time. But yeah, Nami is riding on Jinbe's back, and they're just trying to, I guess, get out of the castle or find Sanji, whatever comes first. They're being chased by a bunch of Big Mom's subordinates. They're running through hallways past all these homies, and they're past a barrel homie here. Like, okay, look, I understand, you know, it's to your advantage, you know, in Big Mom's advantage to create homies, you know, because these are basically like perfect soldiers that will obey your every whim whenever you call out to them, unless, you know, rare circumstances like Nami has Big Mom's Vivara card. But under normal circumstances, they'll obey Big Mom, who is the, you know, the user of the soul fruit. So it makes sense why you'd want to turn, like, I don't know, animals into homies, because animals have really unique abilities that humans do not, and if you give them, you know, equal level of intelligence and sentience, then they could be a very prime fighting force, as with Randolph. And, you know, we even saw that back on Muggy Island with the human drills. You know, the island where Mihawk trained Zoro. You know, you had a bunch of baboons that were animals, but they learned how to use weapons, and they were a force to be reckoned with. So that would make sense to turn animals into homies. But what the fuck is up with this barrel homie? Seriously, what the hell? Like, why would you give a barrel the ability, like waste a perfectly good soul on a barrel? You know, like let's make it into a living, thinking, sentient organism. Do you think the barrel prefers to have certain things inside of it? You just know some dumbass kid's gonna be running down that hallway and gonna spit all his fucking gum in that freaking barrel, you know, or maybe take a piss in it or puke in it when they're sick, eating too much candy, and the barrel's like, oh no, please don't, why am I alive? It hurts so much. And yeah, I understand, it's supposed to be like Alice in Wonderland, and everything's whimsical and magical, and a fairy tale come true. I'm just saying some of this shit is just borderline retarded. Okay, moving on. Nami notices that there's some people coming up from behind them. They're catching up. So Nami takes out her long, black, phallic clean attack that Usopp made for her, and then delivers a thunderbolt tempo right down on the opposing side. You know what? I'm going to pause this for a second just because, you know, I just started reviewing One Piece a few weeks ago. There's a lot of stuff that I wish I would have been here for commentary that I'm not, and this is one of them. I just want to bring up to everybody, I want to remind you all that Nami's new clean attack is now a black object, very phallic object, that grows longer when you grip it tight, and that she puts it in her cleavage when she's not using it. I mean, you say I'm perverted, Oda is way more perverted than me. I'm not the weird one here, okay? Am I the only one that's seeing this? Alright, anyway, Thunderbolt Tempo lands, completely, shocking the hell out of their pursuers. Turns out, though, it wasn't actually Big Mom's subordinates. It was actually Chopper and Carrot and Pedro coming out of the mirror world. They had located Jinbe and Nami and just were trying to, rescue them. So, oops, whatever. Anyway, they recover fairly well. It looks like Chopper kind of got the brunt of it. It's okay, though. Doctors can fix themselves, right, if they get hurt. Like, if a doctor gets into a car accident, they could just fix themselves up in the field, right? Yeah, sure, okay. So anyway, yeah, Chopper's on the ground about passed out, but whatever. Right, so they made it into the mirror world, which means pretty much the entire group has now been gathered except for Luffy, who is going back to the meeting spot to find Sanji. So I think they're just going to stay out in this mirror world for a little while, figure out a plan, probably figure out the perfect mirror in the castle to jump out at, and or in the land. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the castle. This mirror network is connected to every mirror in the kingdom, basically. So they're, Jinbe's there, he's pretty smart. They're probably going to figure out a strategy on where they should pop out at and what they should do next. Bruelle talks to Jinbe here. She's still conscious. I thought they knocked her ass out a while ago, but she comes to or whatever. She's still in Chopper's like knapsack or whatever, and brings up, Jinbe, this is so treasonous. How dare you? And Jinbe's just like, oh well, whatever. I do whatever the fuck I want. And we get the roulette being brought up again. Now, I always thought the roulette. I mean, it was called the roulette, but the way that it was laid out always looked like a dartboard to me. And I made a video about this. You can go check that out here, or possibly here, wherever the fucking card is. But, yeah, just look at this roulette board. And it didn't make any sense, because if you spin it and there's like an arrow on the side of it that's going to determine what it lands on, then what's the point of having the things in the center, or anything like that? What's the point of the faces in the center or anything like that? And, it just didn't make sense to me. But no, it's basically like a roulette board, and you spin it, and whatever it lands on is the punishment. But Jinbe states that, that wheel smells only of death and ill will. And Pedro even confirms this. Pedro states that, yeah, if you would have spun that wheel, it would have been an instant fucking death. That damn thing is designed to kill you no matter what you land on. And if you look at it with that kind of context, it makes perfect sense. You see, 1,100, which I guess means that Big Mom just sucks the life out of you there. You see certain parts of your body that get chopped off, so they probably just lop them off and don't treat them, so you just bleed out anyway. And then, of course, you have the king icon, or maybe it's the queen icon, which I guess just means that Big Mom just fucking eats you and just like oh, and you just get dissolved by her stomach acid or whatever. I don't know. But Pedro confirms that, yeah, if you spin the roulette board, it's pretty much confirmed that you're gonna die. The only way that he managed to get out of it was that Zeppo spun the board, and I think it landed on 100. And he had like 30 or 40 years taken out of his life, Zeppo, who died, because that's how many years he had left. And then I guess Peckhams was crying and bawling his eyes out because they were fellow minks. So Big Mom took leniency and like dumbed it down to like 50 years, which Pedro had to divvy up with his lifespan. So Pedro's going to be dying pretty soon. It's not like he escaped the full effects of the board, but yeah, so that's the whole deal with the roulette. That's how it works. It's basically Big Mom's just way of saying, you want to leave my crew, or you did something fucked up? Well, spin this wheel for a chance to die, or for a chance to die, or for severe mutilation, or for a chance to be eaten by me and dissolved by my stomach fluid. Either way, it's a game of chance, really. Right, so with that being said, they all hop on the wagon. Diesel, the train dude, is carrying them, and they go on to try to find, all they need left is to find Brook, Luffy, and then eventually Sanji. So, most people are grouped together here. Speaking of Brook, we cut back over to Big Mom's room where Brook did battle with her, and he was defeated by her three homies there. We see Prometheus, the son, who is recovering from a wound he received from Brook. He's putting a bandage on him. Interesting thing I might as well just bring up here about these homies, these two particular homies, Prometheus and Zeus. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so when you're making a homie, you take either your own soul, Big Mom's own soul, as in the case with Prometheus and Zeus and Napoleon, she put her own soul into them to make them homies. Or, using the power of the soul fruit, you can take the souls out of other people and put them into something else, and that's how you make other homies, as with the chess soldiers, right? Well, that would make sense with physical objects, like her hat, her bicorn hat, Napoleon. All she had to do was bicorn hat, take out her soul, boom, you get a magical talking Bonaparte hat that apparently can kill everything. Okay, whatever. It's a super powerful homie. I'm just wondering how it works. Okay, how did you do that with Zeus and Prometheus, which are like manifestations of the sun and clouds? Like, the clouds sort of make sense, I guess. You could just take your soul and, I don't know, throw it into a cloud or whatever, and that makes Zeus? Okay, that's fair enough, but how was the sun created? That doesn't even make any sense. Like, there's, like, the sun is up there. It's really far away, guys. Like, I don't understand how that would work, right? Maybe she just took a regular fireball and imbued her soul into it. Maybe it's something like that, but it has the ability to control all of the weather. So I don't know how this went about, but anyway, through the battle with Brook, it actually got injured. Big Mom mentions that it's the first time that Prometheus was ever injured, period. I would assume that's because Brook's Devil Fruit, the Yomi Yomi Momi, has the method to fight using soul power, not just like normal power. I would assume that Prometheus is made of pure fire, so damaging it would pretty much be impossible. I mean, maybe if you used hockey on it, it would work, but I think it's just because, you know, Brook was imbuing his soul energy, and so soul energy versus other soul energy, you know, clash, and they can actually damage one another, which maybe would explain how Brook got as beaten as he did. You know, just they had more soul power than he did. They just kind of ganged up on him. But yeah, that's fucking weird with the sun getting injured and shit. I don't know. Hold on, I want to test something. Scientific method, show me the way. Huh.
Ow! Fucking asshole!
Okay. We don't need the sun to live, right? Just quick check on that. We don't. I mean, we have the moon, right? The moon can provide enough light and warmth to the planet. Oh, okay. Anyway, where was I? Right, so Pudding is also in the room, mind you. Big Mom is just, you know, enjoying her new plaything. You know, she kind of, I don't know if she's forgotten that Brook can think and speak and hear her every word, or she just figures that it doesn't matter because she's never going to let him go, or she thinks that he's unconscious or dead. I don't know. But Pudding's in the room, and they just flat out explain their entire fucking plan right in front of Brook. So all the gang really has to do is jump out of a fucking mirror, grab Brook, take him back in, and then Brook tells them everything. So, whatever. Yeah, so Big Mom and Pudding are talking about the plans for the wedding. That's what's going to happen. Pudding brings up the whole thing that happened with Reiju. You know, she mentions, like, all the other Vinsmoke family members, all the Gurma, like Sanji's brothers were all asleep, but that Reiju was the bitch that decided to come and, you know, observe everything. Oh, by the way, this is the first time Brook is learning about Pudding's betrayal right here. This is when, you know, because she's talking about killing people and, you know, brutally shooting Sanji in the head, and Brook's just like, oh, wait, she was so sweet. It's okay, Brook, let me get you caught up. Pudding is, man, how do I put that? Oh, yeah, Robot Chicken. You guys watch Robot Chicken? It's a good show, you know? Bitch Pudding! Yeah, that fits perfectly for her. I think I'm gonna write a song. Come on, Brooke, let's write a song about Bitch Pudding. So Big Mom just makes sure that she didn't actually kill any members of the Gurma because that would tip them off, so she says no. You know, she shot Reiju in the leg, but she used her Memo no Mi powers to remove that memory, so everything's good now. And if nothing, she brings up the gun. She's like, oh, at least we know that these weapons, these candy-coated rounds, should be able to do damage to the Gurma's, you know, really thick bodies. So that's good to know. And then they just, they go over the entire fucking plan right here. This is their master plan, okay? Here we go. It's the climax of the ceremony. Everyone's waiting for the big grand finale, the kiss between the groom and the bride. Sanji, with that stupid grin on his face, is going to lift up Pudding's veil, at which point Pudding will reveal her third eye. And in that moment that Sanji flinches, he gets shot in the head with a candy-coated round. And then we unload on all those damn Vinsmokes that are unarmed at the time. Gunshots will ring out throughout the chapel. We'll load their corpses with bullets again and again and again. And then with their useless commanders dead, the Gurma will be mine! Fuck, Big Mom is a psycho bitch, damn. Like, alright, I mean, I think loading their bodies with bullets while they're alive is probably good enough. I mean, she goes into a whole spiel there about, like, you know, even after they stop moving, just keep shooting them. I'm like, good lord, okay. Well, Brook knows your entire plan now, so, it's probably gonna fail horribly. And even Sanji tipped off Reiju that something was up, so probably not going to go exactly as planned. Anyway, we cut back to Sanji's room really quick, just kind of get different scenes throughout the castle. Sanji's room, the chess soldiers check on him. It turns out that he is apparently still asleep in his bed. Actually, that's not the case. It turns out that it's just Sanji's guard that decided just to sleep in his bed while he was gone, so that's a massive fucking coincidence right there. I mean, it doesn't really matter from what we're going to see at the end of the chapter, although this whole thing could have happened a lot quicker if the chess soldier opens the door like, Sanji's not in here, and then the entire place starts going crazy. But yeah, that's the case there. Then we cut down to the second floor meeting room where we see all of the, I don't know if it's all of the ministers, but most of them have gathered there. You know, there's a minister in charge of each island. They're all, you know, Big Mom's children, so they're all gathered at like a meeting table. We've seen pretty much all of them already. You know, there's a few new ones here. There's like one that looks like a freaking palm tree. There's this little kid that's hitting on this girl, and that's weird. There's this plump girl with a hat on. You see Montador there. The Minister of Butter is there. Opera's there. And also, because we miss this guy so much, Baron Tamago is there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He is no longer the Baron Tamago. He is now the Count Chicken in all his regal glory. Wait a second. Count Chicken? I thought he was the Duke Chicken. I guess that was just a mess up with translations, but honestly, I don't know British fucking hierarchy or royalties or shit. But I know somebody who does. Hey, Dapper Tekking! Do you think you can explain British royalty to us really quick? Yes, of course, Tekking. Thank you for asking. So, as we can see here from this British nobility chart, we see that at the very bottom we have a lowly baron. But as it increases in nobility, we also see the Viscount and then eventually the Count. Now, I personally find it quite ridiculous that the mistranslation had Duke last chapter. As we clearly see here, Duke is located much higher than the mere Count through the Marquis. And furthermore, I find it very interesting to note... Okay, I said really quick, so just learn to fucking pay attention when I say shit. Also, by the way, are you going to do a Black Butler review, or did you just stop doing that? I don't know. Maybe I would review it more if you used me more in cameos in the future. Oh, and by the way, Shunji Fujimura, the voice actor for Tanaka from Black Butler, passed away recently. Oh, that's... wow. It's kind of sad. He played Watari in the Death Note movie, too. He was a good actor. Huh. But anyway, yeah, the Count Chicken, or Baron Tamago, managed to survive the brutal suicide bombing of Pedro last chapter, which means I guess it would be true that he's pretty fucking durable. Also, I wonder if this is like a permanent change, you know? Like, all of the members of the court were, like, already aware of his different changes. Like, when he was fighting Pedro, he was like, oh, now it's the Viscount Chick, and next is going to be the Count Chicken, you know? Like, so they were already aware of the different stages, so I wonder if you know, the Count Chicken has to stay in this form for a few times, or a few minutes or hours, and he can go back, or he can just go back whenever he wants. I'm not sure. But don't worry, everybody, don't worry. You might be thinking the Count Chicken is unbeatable, unkillable, but I don't know if you know this, but me, right here, Tekking101, I am in fact the Lord of the Chickens. Okay, you can let it down. It's like, screw you. Okay, that was wrong. Sorry, that was wrong clip. I am the Lord of the Chickens. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Okay, here's the clip I wanted to show you. Okay, Lord of the Chickens. Go, my feathery friends. Go forth and make me king of this world. Okay, making a little bit of progress. Yeah, I told you! I gave them a command and they got like a half-moon formation. They were listening to me. So don't worry about it, guys. Don't worry about it. Luffy and the gang, Sanji, they can take care of fucking Pudding and Big Mom. I got the Duke, Count, Princess, Chicken, whatever the fuck. It'll be on me. I'll take him out. Serve his ass up with some ketchup and some fucking salt. Yeah! Anyway, the meeting itself is just kind of like a roundup to make sure, you know, who's dead, who's alive, who's captured, whatever, because I guess they're just trying to piece all this stuff together. They come to the conclusion that all of the Straw Hats are taken care of, which, we all know that's stupid. So first they chop off, they cross off Chopper and Carrot, because they just assume that, oh yeah, they were trapped by Bruele in the Mirror World. Okay, well that's obviously, I mean, they are in the Mirror World, but they're not trapped there. Then you have Nami and Luffy, who were trapped by Montador's book powers, and they're being kept in the prison library. Now, here's the thing. Opera is there. Opera was the one that was their prison prison guard, the one that Jinbe beat up, and then they, set the thing on fire and they got freed. But Opera has not told them that. You know why? Because he would die if he did. This is the problem with Big Mom's erratic as all hell behavior. Just because you have your own children as, your subordinates doesn't mean they're gonna lie to you, okay? Because they know that the next time that you have a freaking mood swing and decide you're in the mood for a fucking eclair, you could easily kill everybody in sight. So Opera's like, shit, I'm not telling them anything. Yeah, they got away, but fuck it. I burned them alive. I tortured them. They wouldn't tell me where Lolo was, so I just burned them alive. They're dead. Montedor doesn't really believe this, but Opera's not saying a thing because Big Mom would just kill him. So, basically, that's the problem. You always get told when you're a kid, don't lie to your parents. Because if they find out about the lie, then everything's just going to be worse. The way to look at it another way is, like, if you lie and they believe you, then you just get off scot-free. But if you lie and they do find out, then the worst that'll happen is you'll just get grounded. But in this case, if you lie to her and she finds out, she could rip out your fucking soul. So it's a little bit more higher stakes we're dealing with here. I guess unless your parents are like into the dark arts or something and they can pull your soul out, so I don't know what's up with that. The fuck was I talking about? Oh, right, yeah, so Opera lied to everybody. Montedor doesn't trust him, but they figure out that all of the Straw Hats are basically either captured or taken care of or dead. So they don't have to worry about everything, and everything's on for the tea party and the wedding tomorrow, and they'll just meeting adjourned. On the way out, Montedor tells some of the chess soldiers, like, I don't trust Opera, just keep a watch on everything tonight. All the Vinsmokes are confirmed to be in their beds and in their rooms asleep, so they think everything's just going to be panning out perfectly, which we all know hell is coming. So the final scenes of the chapter here, we see Reiju very briefly. We see her still in the infirmary there where, she met Luffy. Luffy jumped out the window. We see Luffy in one panel just staggering through Sweet City. His stomach is rumbling, trying to get back to the place where he met Sanji. The last scene of the chapter is with Sanji. So Sanji is sitting on this bench, rustling through he had the picnic basket that he brought, he's going to bring to Pudding so they could enjoy a lunch, and he still has that. So he's going through everything, and he sees the bento box that he was going to give Pudding, but he made it in the same way he's always used to for the crew of the Straw Hats. So, he's just sitting there in deep thought. Well, this picnic basket is next to him, and then Bobbin comes out from, behind a corner. Bobbin is, thrifty Bobbin. He's also apparently a swordsman, and he's pretty deadly in his own right. I remember when he was first introduced at the end of the Fishman Island arc, we all thought Bobbin was like the second command of the fucking Big Mom pirates, and he was a swordsman, and he was going to fight Zoro at one point. Here, he's kind of not that badass. So he tries to take some of the food. Sanji comes to his senses and realizes that he's there and trying to take the food from him. He brings up, like, hey, aren't you supposed to be in your room right now, Sanji? To which Sanji just kicks him right in the fucking face! Yeah, okay, good. Sanji, good. You're realizing what you need to do here. And it's funny because he doesn't even realize why he did it. Bobbin was about to take a bite out of the meat, and Sanji just instinctively is like, that ain't for you! And just kicks him in the face, grabs the meat, and Bobbin's like, why did you do that? And Sanji's like, oh shit, why did I do that? And it's just kind of like, well, fuck it, I'm already down this freaking shit creek, might as well get paddling, and he just starts running off to an undisclosed location, but we all know where he's going. In fact, it even says right there on the side panel, where he heads, he already knows. So, of course, Sanji is going to be taking all this food that he was going to bring to Pudding, he's going to bring it to Luffy. He's going to meet them in there, give him a meal. We're going to have this probably really heartfelt, emotional scene between Sanji and Luffy. Sanji's going to probably start bawling his eyes out, and then Luffy's going to be like, getting up after he eats, and he's like, all right, let's go beat their asses, shit like that. So, good. I'm good. Everything seems to be moving along quite nicely. One thing I also want to bring up is we had that meeting with all the ministers, right? Now, I'm under the impression that this arc is not going to be the last time we're going to see Big Mom, not going to be the last time we're going to have to deal with her and her minions. I think the rest of this arc is going to be, like, focused on the wedding. It's going to be focused on the Germa Double Six and mostly on Sanji and just getting Sanji out of there and, getting away from Totland. But I don't think Big Mom's going to be defeated, and I don't even think the majority of the ministers are going to be defeated because, we don't have that many chapters left. That's just the case. I mean, back in December, it was stated we were like halfway through this arc, and at that point, we were 25 chapters in. So I'm like, all right, if we're halfway through, then this is about to be about a 50-chapter arc, give or take. So we only got maybe less than 20 chapters left. I don't see enough time to fit in, if you want to fit in the wedding wedding ceremony, then you got to fit in battles against the Germa Double Six, battles against the Ministers, a battle against Big Mom. Like, you're not going to be able to fit all this shit. As Smoothie's still around, you're not going to be able to fit all this shit in. It's just not going to happen. So, I think there's going to be some scuffles here, but they're eventually going to get away. I think most of the scuffles might even be with the Germa Double Six, because I feel like this is more of their arc introducing them and maybe their thing than actually focusing completely on Big Mom and her pirate crew and everything, and this is going to be like the last time we see them. So, yeah, I think it's important to look at those Ministers and kind of like keep them in mind for future story arcs, but I don't think they're going to be, like, maybe a few of them might actually battle, but I don't think we're going to get like a big introduction on all the Ministers or the ones. And we still have one of the sweet commanders that we don't know of yet. We have Smoothie, who's, you know, stalking the castle. We have Cracker, who was defeated by Luffy. We have the fourth one, Snack, who was defeated by Rouge. So we still have the one commander we don't know yet, so maybe they might make an appearance and we'll see that and cool and everything. But, yeah. I'm thinking there's going to be a point here where we're going to, like, skip till tomorrow, maybe after next chapter. I think next chapter is going to be the reconciliation chapter between Luffy and Sanji. And then we might just skip to, you know, the next day, and then we see the wedding ceremony start and shit gets live. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like and comment, and all that good shit. I love you guys to death. See you later. Tekking101 signing out. Bye.